Gentlemen, it's the Crypto Sniper coming back at you after rocking your world and telling you horrible, horrible bedtime stories, horror stories for your little doo-doo num-nums. And some of the babies woke up with absolute nightmares, screaming and saying, "Bad daddy, bad daddy." And some of the others smiled and said, "Only a story," and went and slept well and found themselves a girlfriend the next day and hummed like wildfire. That's the difference between the personalities that are watching our videos. It's amazing seeing the responses. "This post is full of crap. Unfollowed." He's punishing me. I'm like, no, oh no, that is terrible. I've been depleted. I've been depleted of being followed by somebody who is triggered by a bear call, an extreme bear call, a ballsy extreme bear call that could save you a god load of money of non-losses. That's the difference. You see, it's important to cull the children from your feed quite regularly. You've got to wangle them out. And bear markets are absolutely spankers for getting rid of hodl fans and people that don't like to hear news that you don't want to hear. And this is something I recognized in my trading. When we started having a community, if I posted an idea, particularly early doors of my trading, and I started a community quite early. I loved the value of learning and the question cycle that comes in terms of a developmental process. And then you get somebody who says, "I don't think it's going up. I think that's crashing down." And secretly, deeply, somewhere in the corner of your heart, you just hated him because you were a bull. It's almost like vax, anti-vax. It's almost like Democrat, Republican, Trump, Biden. I mean, it's almost like, how could you say that? You've morally offended me. It's the best thing that happens. Embrace and love all the people that see it differently and say something different to you. It is absolutely takes you down out of your cognitive belief system and tests you and makes you look again. That man served you. The one you resented served you. The obstacle is always the way. Turn the chart upside down. Don't look at it the right way up. It's bloody awkward. Eat with your left hand if you're right-handed. Every single one of those things serve you. The man who says the other way serves you. If nothing else, you stop and take another look and you just clear the slate quickly of all the preconceived cognitive conclusions you've already come to and start again and rebuild your case. If he just gets you to do that, if he just gets you to reduce your sizing, he has done you a major favor. These are the best people to have in your community. They are the most prone to serve you. They will stand out and have a contrary opinion to someone who is put forward as an expert. In these March 2020 times, what have you learned about pharmaceutical and medical experts, and how's that worked out? It absolutely is the best thing to say, be the guy. I am inherently disagreeable. I am inherently a disagree man. When people say things, I disagree. I highlight the inaccuracies, where I see it differently, the choice of words they use and what it could be associated to be precise, tight, vacuum sealed on the line, that vein that is truth. And it looks like you're being sort of semantic. It looks like you're splitting hairs. It looks like this, but it actually is tight definitions, clear-cut arguments. It's so lazy to say, "Oh, I generally agree with so-and-so, I generally agree." You're just a crowd-following sheep, a bleating, bleating, bleating sheep. What you have to do is think deeply about the repercussions and be my inherent position with every politician, every pharmaceutical rep is I absolutely start off disagreeing, and it'll be the first thing I'll say, "I disagree," and then I will trigger and analyze and come up. I almost default disagree with market opinions. Most of my posts are deemed antagonistic because someone will post something and I see it's inherently dangerous. I saw Hunter who posted the moon chart that was just about to come. Starting from, I think, the beginning of this year, you're supposed to have a 60% move in 4 to 6 months. I saw that is absolutely damaging to a lot of people who will blindly follow his analysis. And I went out to discredit that, not because I want to take a man down for the man. I want to take the view down. And I believe I have better logic, better rationale, and better reasons for why it won't happen or it's already happened. I inherently start from disagreeing on anything anybody says. and you will start to not like me. And that guy got triggered along with these lovely boys. No chance Solana falls that low. It's easily the best buy for next cycle. Lost elbow. Tom Perkins, I don't believe this will happen, but I'll be watching with interest. $3 Sol would mean 10K BTC. Extremely unlikely. Extremely unlikely. Okay, that means extremely unlikely. What percentage is he putting on extremely unlikely? I just have to highlight something that may not even be a bias, that is high probability, aka 50% or more. It could be underpriced. In other words, everybody thinks it's 0.5%, and I'm saying it's 25%, mate. That doesn't mean it's still going to happen. It still might only have a 1 in 4 chance, but you have underpriced that risk, and you can get a tight stop and an incredible reward. In a time when markets fall like flipping javelins being thrown out of a plane, if you ever want to make money fast, get a short right. It kills longs. It kills longs in rate, time, and manner that it will transform. And you can get super, super tight. We have had a very low volatility period. That is very eerie. We are going into a CP9 number on Thursday. Reset Sniper tells you the Fed wants to keep tightening regardless. The cover story is inflation, sure, sure, sure. Beating up the rest of the world, asserting dollar dominance is the real story. You are in financial war, and we are awaiting the controlled demolition of a financial system which will see debt totally be devalued and totally destroy the money, going into pension failure requiring UBI, central bank digital tokens, and everything solution-wise they want to bring in. And you tell me a 90% failure is next to nothing possibility, extremely unlikely. Okay, let's see. The point is, I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. Hey, if it goes 75%, I'll still be richer than you for it happening. And you will still be 1/4 of what you were. Okay, completely disagree. This is pure technicals. There is big money looking at Solana. Well, it's sure doing a great job of sitting on the sidelines and not showing up when needed at the super cheap price right now. It will not fall that low. This will have a massive buyback. Do not hold on to Solana shorts. Okay. Advice, advice, advice. Actually, we don't give advice. We say, in our world, in our opinion, which uses a method that is called HVF method that generates technical targets with extremely tight stops and highly expensive rewards, there is a disproportionate likelihood that is currently being underpriced by the market that a massive move to the downside could take place, which would be a highly rewarding trade. We are speculators using a technical method. We don't trust the news. Oh, money's sitting on the sides. Yeah, lots of intents. Yeah, one day we might put a few million in that. Certainly not at this precarious moment, it seems. LOL, says Martin. All bullshit, says A, B, D, C, E, F, G. He didn't say DC. I just put it in there. So that's it. That's what happens, guys, when you absolutely provoke people with a view. They inherently respond emotionally. They respond emotionally and they're shocked by the insinuation. But guess what? I opened that little window of what was possible in their mind a tiny bit. Actually, I'm helping them. I'm throwing a cold bucket of water over them and serving them because they're getting out of bed and they're thinking again. All the don't worry, keep quiet, calm down, carry on folk are the ones that walk you into the pitfalls. This is an unpopular job that you absolutely hated for because in this world it's deemed the bearer of bad news. And actually, I'm talking about a trade opportunity. And I'm going to expand it to properly piss off other people that are sitting in this camp. And I'm going to say this following to you. Not only is it Sol, this is not just a Sol phenomenon. Not only is it Sol, it is a larger crypto alt. It is my distinct opinion. It is my distinct opinion that Total 3, that excludes Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm going to do a cutout of Binance, who has shown to me on its dominance chart, and I don't like Binance. Who likes centralized exchanges? Oh yes, me. Do control me. Do give away all my information to the American government. Do give everything away to anybody who ever asked. Do send all my stuff to the IRS so that they can send me a tax bill. No, I don't like centralized exchanges. I am utterly dispassionate in a technical analysis, and I'm here to tell you that for whatever reason, that token is likely to overperform. So you take out of the coin market cap the probability of a favorable outcome for XRP, on which I think is already starting to get fairly priced in, but is also showing dominant strength, and Binance dominant strength. You are left with stable coins after Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then you get to Cardano. We've already on record on what we think is going to happen. We have a 26.2 target. We expect some overperformance that could see it run 26 cents, by the way, 0.2, 16 and 10 cents, sub 10 cents as possibilities on overperformance, but those are on a different methodology. The hard target is 26.22. We intend to do a partial close. That's not advice for you. By the way, we've been saying this since 43 and 44 cents. That's sub 40 now at the moment. We are absolutely bearish on Solana, and we think it can do a 90% loss of value. Ergo trade in the threes, possibly below the threes from 3.6. That is now down from $34 to $31.5, and in the last 7 days, 8%. By the way, we've been talking about this in our community, 3Ws, themarketsniper.com, for the last 3 weeks. So it doesn't matter about the 7 days. I'm not jumping on the current momentum of the last 7 days. You've missed that. I went live with it only yesterday because that's how we roll. Dogecoin, 95% down, in my opinion, to the downside. Technically, chart, yes, more so than Solana. So you're looking at the tokens, Cardano, Solana, and Dogecoin, all in our view, that could do a major duck dive. That is to the top 10. I've done the top 10. I've not even looked at Polkadot, and I've not looked at Polygon, DAI, or Tron as they stand there, but my views are the alts particularly are going to bear generally from those first three. Position number 8, 9, and 10. It's quite likely that the others are going to follow in lieu in a similar manner. We have already told you Binance will hold a greater dominance. Let's see how we've been doing on that. Let's say goodbye to this crypto market cap, apart from saying you could be going from 360. Little birdie, person who tells you when the volatility is getting low. The reason you follow this channel, because it's not based on news and so-and-so and PR articles and did you know so-and-so did this and this guy's going to start doing NFTs on their platform and yada yada, fish paste stories, narrative, ba 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 ba. It's what the money is goddamn doing. You have never had such a low volatility period leaning on a key market cap number, 360 billion. Even this was a precursor of it, but was still wider. You are squeezing on that number, and you come into that on a downtrend. You come into that on a downtrend, first like that, and then accelerating like that. You are leaning on a key level where you had a little hop onto that range. Could that be a left and a right? Tiny shoulders for a very big complex head. Or maybe it's different in another way. Maybe it's more like this. Different draw, different option, bigger shoulder, slightly smaller head, down, and then, believe it or not, a tiny right in there. That was an inverted HVF that runs through the neckline we chose there. Two possible draws, both of them which give targets between 141 and 113. Obviously, the 141 is more likely because it could stop and turn in between the two, but quite possible both get run. Quite possible both get run. And boy, are you leaning on that 360 billion. Man, oh man. And guys that think Ethereum is going to have it all its own way, I'm afraid to say for those that are irresponsibly long Ethereum that it's going to go down too, in my opinion. It has a flag, it is set up, and it's likely to go down. This is total 3 analysis, which does include Binance, and does include XRP, that I think will be the stronger inside this portfolio. And this still represents at the highest target 140 from a 360. 120 from a 360 is you've lost 2/3, 66%. If the two biggest market caps, instead of losing 66%, lose 40% each instead, that leaves the rest to lose 90, 85, 95% as a bulk lot, for the entire portfolio to go down 66%. And that is what I anticipate to have happen. Let's go look. We gave it to you here for free. To provoke you? No, this is actually a relative strength assessment. This was Binance. It shouldn't have provoked you, but in some people, everything provokes you. How can you support Binance? There's always somebody who's pissed off about a technical analysis opinion, as if it's a moral endorsement of whatever it's going. This, we said, over here, while it was in the threes, sub 4%, we said this will go up. It is now nearly 5. It's traded 5.2. You will go through 6% on Binance dominance. This squeeze is illustrating that Binance is actually spending much less time going down It has stayed in the 270, 290 range for an extended period, apart from various dips, while other tokens have slipped and skidded and fallen. This is Binance. But believe you me, a big spiller all the way flown in from Manila on a battery-powered super green jet is going to have you puke all forms of carbon footprints all the way down into hell itself. And you know, Binance isn't going to be able to fight that level of macro-based real problem. And we are telling you, as it's squeezing so goddamn tight, going back to that total, go and look at that squeeze and tell me something is not a brewing right there and then. Look at it now. Look at it now. I'm going to try position that little box so I don't have to draw it again. There we go. You know what comes after a squeeze? Everyone calling the bottom on Bitcoin in 2018 at 6,100. So many of them. No, there was only one other person who said, no, I think it could go down, apart from yours truly. Fell 50%. Bitcoin fell 50% plus to 3,200 when it was in a range that was trading in between 6K and 6,400. That's right. Be warned. You came into this on a bear. You best to back continuation. So that's your total. So you can go and find others, but we have given you some of the very best, including ADA, Sol. What else are we saying to you? We said, well, you know, you could have a look at IOTA if you wanted to. This is a continuation structure for us to the downside. It's not as liquid. We're talking about, hey, I don't go into crazy little crap coins that ran and everybody else has pumped and dumped on you and talk about that. I give you top 10 tokens with real liquidity that you can trade on perps easily, that nobody could pump because they trade too much in a day. Well, nobody small like us, little old me, or anybody else could pump and dump on you. This is real token coins. This is the equivalent of Apple and Amazon and Meta and Microsoft. So IOTA is actually outside the top 15. It's a rare inclusion, but this is also downward based structure for downside. It's a typical sample of likely continuation, as you saw in ADA. Of course, it's got a little hammer now. Maybe we pippy up a little bit, tiny weeny. There's a good boy. But the slam, when it comes, will slam on balance of probabilities to the downside. Thursday, CPI number. They are going to get what they want to keep fighting inflation. I'm expecting in line with expectations or higher on their CPI number. That will see the Fed go, we must continue with the rate cuts. This is going to cause contagion, dollar real dominance, and your crypto markets, friends, that in many instances, the central bank digital currency issuers are not big fans, not of your stable coins, not of your unregulated pump and dump schemes. They want to come and protect your safety. It's time they regulated to protect your safety. We warned you this was coming. We warned you biometrics was coming. We warned surveillance finance is here. We warn you that there's a lot of people being absolutely benign about promoting this and how good it is. You are giving your power, your data, your information to be controlled to dark, devious forces that will absolutely keep you in poverty. That is their game. Do you really think they'll let you have your own money? Do you really think the ultimate power of controlling you through your own money, as they now get these technological revolutions of knowing who you are, where you are, what you're looking at, hearing every goddamn word you said, marketing to you, checking where you've been, whether real-time taxing you in the future, taking away inflation by giving everyone a nice 15% haircut out of your wallet of central bank digital tokens. There, now you'll spend less now that you're a little bit poorer. Of course, they will always have tokens to print up, to go bomb, to give Ukraine more money, to give, to go murder Gaddafi. They've got all the tokens in the world to do all those things. But inflation, petrol's got too much. Sorry guys, we're all in this together. Oh, build back better, building back better. Let's have a little haircut for all your little wallets. Naughty, spendy too muchy. Zum. Ooh, a few too many steaks. Yep, you'll see it coming, my friends. You will see it coming in the name of a green deal, and that's exactly, I'm going to go full reset here. I'm going to pull myself back from the brink. It gets me spitting and fuming. The psychopaths are in town and they're winning, my friends. The people are divided and disjointed. You only need a small fraction of 1% to take control, providing you can keep them divided and fighting each other like crabs in a bucket. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Too many stupid people. That's our problem. Anyway, so Sol, IOTA, we've given them a number of them, and there will be others that will be affected. And these are doggy. Boy, are they going to be cry babies on this one. Let's go do the same time frame analysis that we did for doggy. Again. That, my friends, is called very much a descending triangle in traditional technical analysis parlance, a descending triangle. And you'll probably know from the name, it don't mean things are going so great. Upside HVF for the dogster. To the upside. Ooh, Elon's talking to the developers. Nice waggy tail. Ooh, must be new millionaire. Elon is here. Quick follow Elon, everybody. You'll become a millionaire. He hasn't been talking much about those developers anymore now that he's fighting whatever lawsuit, whatever scam Twitter was pushing. You've got a massive head with a deflating flat top head, which is very much in the descending category. Nasty little spillers. Every time low vol, spill. Oh dear. You got to watch it. Tiny little effort to go up, just enough to make a right shoulder, and you guess what? Spinning tops. I've got so many alerts there, you'll set off 5 pineapple bombs if you just sneeze, my friends. Let me tell you, this is waiting. This is the great reset. This fall, along with ARC, along with Sol, will trigger, will be setting off the next tripwire for the next stage of destruction in a financial system that is primed for a controlled demolition. Look at this low volatility and how many shooting star like candles with every little fizzle being sold into. Who's doing all the dumping? How interesting. This, my friends, could be indeed another neckline on any other day, the base of a descending triangle right the way through here. There's going to be boring little blubby fools that just thought they'd buy a scam meme token and are now properly pissed off that they put their life savings and they lost it all. And you're going to be expected to feel sorry for them, and they're going to call in for the regulators to make right and say, save me, more regulation, daddy. Bully me, tell me what to do, protect me from these nasty sides of markets where you lose all your money on the downside. I'm too stupid and too dumb to make sensible decisions for myself. Regulate all the bad boys out of town, only in which they inject their mafia, their version of bad boys that run faster brokerages inside of you, Flash Boy style, Michael Lewis the book, and start getting in front of you and front running your every order. That's okay. That's the control structures version of how they scam you. It's a different game. It's a different way. Plus, they will scam you when they zeroize your banking balances, kill your pensions, and say, never mind, we'll sign here and we'll give you some UBI tokens in our central bank digital token. So there you have a possible flat right shoulder with a spiky left. Small shoulders, big head. Yes, many will say can't work. Descending triangle structure as well, very much like this. There is a squeezy. You are tapping on the floor. Listen, we could be wrong and you get a bust to the other side up. It can absolutely happen. We can absolutely be wrong. But the difference is the stop is at the right place and is taken at 1 unit of loss. The gain is substantially more. You can have a stop right there on doggy, and if you want to be bold, you can have it right there. And where's your target? Down here. Is the probabilities of this happening in a macro, all things to the downside, very likely, very few pleasant surprises popping up in this hyper stagflationary environment? Is it really that much of a chance that this falls from 8 billion for a copy token with one man and his dog as devs? That's the valuation, 8,000 million. And you're telling me it can't go to 640 or below just because a lot of people got involved and might get hurt? Man, oh man. You should go look at trench warfare during World War I for lots of people involved and might get hurt. You have not seen anything. You haven't lived. You haven't lived yet. You haven't experienced. Your little losses, that's chicken feed on what the haircut they'll give you for chasing absolute dumb fuckery like this goddamn token that was entirely based on pumpermentals of a crowd of insiders that are telling you you're going to live in Mars and other balloon stories, absolute balloon juice of all formats, and you're buying into an absolute fraud world riddled with deception. Doggy, 95% down, our call, super ballsy, could absolutely be wrong, but the risks can be capped. The rewards are expansive. This makes you wealthy when everyone else is getting impoverished. And you want to cry like little bedwetter babies because daddy read you The Man-Eating Tigers of Kuman instead of cuddly, cuddly teddy bears at night. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sad. Unfollow me. No, don't go. Don't go. Oh, I just want some bedwetters with nappies as followers. Please don't go. I'm so light on bedwetters. Please stay. Stay. This is your life lesson. This is going to make you grow up. That bedwetter that is unfollowing me will remember, if it happens, on the rare, unlikely possibility that it might happen on Sol, he will remember that he puked on my feed when someone warned him. He gave me a puke pie to eat when someone gave him a gift that could have preserved his capital. Capital preservation is more important than making money. If you cannot preserve capital, doesn't matter how much you make. You'll have a Coke habit, a dumb car buying habit. You'll have a Louis Vuitton buying, look like a Pratt dressed up clown habit. You can piss money up the wall faster than you can make it. You always goddamn can. If you can't appreciate the fruit of your labor and you just think it was a goddamn gamble, the money will flow from those who don't value it to those who value it more. That's a fundamental question about understanding energy, work, effort, and containment. I put in great work to earn, even though it's a simple push of a button and an order when it's done, because I do a lot of process, a lot of recognition of what the structure's like, a lot of planning, a lot of understanding, and a lot of speculating on how it might work. And I still feel I'm getting overpaid, and I make up for it in true gratitude when I get to win on these high reward situations. And let me tell you, people, these little kiddies, the bedwetters, don't know money at all. They don't understand the rules of money, and they don't understand that this entire Ponzi scheme has been tied together. The Japanese had a zero volume bid in their bond market, kept at the same value. Nobody's allowed to sell, and only the bank will buy. Welcome to your zero volume market, but hey, it's still super value and only has a 0.25% yield. You should definitely buy that in an inflation environment of double digits in the real world, probably on their stats 8 or 9%, guaranteed losing you about 7.5 to 8% compounded every year for owning it, and likely to go to zero. What a great investment. This is Ponzi resetonomics, and you don't think the destruction of that goddamn amount of money in the macro world could see a 95% devaluation on a shit coin that's a copy of another shit coin that was pumped by a goddamn liar who's going to fly you to goddamn Mars and thinks doing iPhone cars doesn't destroy the planet, as you dig up mines looking for lithium and all other contrived bullshit narratives. You're living in cloud cuckoo land. This is your reality check. This whole shit farm can go down 90%. I'm here telling you how it bloody is. And if that pisses you off and makes you emotional, you're goddamn not mature enough to follow this channel. I don't want bedwetters. I'm giving you a gift and you're giving me your puke pie in the comments. You're a fucking child. Go away. Go away and lick your wounds later if we turn out to be right. And if we're wrong, guess what? You reconsidered, you took some safety, you did the right things. I am the crypto sniper. I am the market sniper. I am the reset sniper. I am the guy who told you one single digit oil in a time that nobody in Wall Street, they'll tell you Zoltan Polzar is a genius. No one like Zoltan ever told you that. No one called the top of the goddamn bond market 2 flipping years ago, August 2020, and said this is the first inverted of a new trend with subsequent overperformance likely to give you a neckline way down here. After a short rally, everyone will come back and say buy bonds, wear diamonds, until not much longer than 6 months ago on a right shoulder, and you will then chuck it down even more because this is the end of a debt cycle, and you are seeing this all coming together. You heard it here. You heard it on this channel. You are man enough to hear the truths that I spit for you for goddamn free on this fucking channel. Let me tell you that. People like that piss me off. Go wet your nappies. Go wet your bloody nappies. The truth bites. You can't handle the fucking truth. That's what's happening. Alts are going down. Alts are going down in my view, and I can absolutely be wrong, but they will go down 90% if they go down potentially in some cases, and you will lose everything. And I'm the man telling you. And if you don't like the message, grow up, start learning, start valuing money, start thinking about risk, start thinking about preserving your fucking capital in a time where every flipping shark is here to come and kill everything you own to turn you into a Bolshevik serf, a fucking peasant in a planet where they will just feed you, CBDCs, control you, manipulate you, and surveil you. So take action and listen up. And stop being crypto little snot-faced brats. It's coming. It's coming. The destruction of money is coming. That's my opinion. Absolutely could be wrong. Come and puke when it happens, as so many will. But you got the warning. What you do with it is down to you. Book a call if you're man enough to talk to someone and say, hey, I see the value of preserving capital. Gold has never been about enrichment. It's about preserving wealth. But boy, will it preserve it great relative to everything else when all the other monkeys get turned into peasants. Boy, won't silver do it. And the paper price will still go down when all of this happens, but not 90%. And the premiums will absolutely push the actual true price of holding that quite a high up. And then their solution will reveal to all that physically held in your hand money is the only money for reset economics right now. Digital, everything can be absolutely destroyed, converted into near zero valuations. And until you can grasp that, you aren't ready to be on this channel. Go and unsubscribe, go cry, go bawl, go puke in the comments, go be little brat faces if you don't like what you're hearing. Man the hell up. The best traders listen to the contriview, they learn, they look again, and they are scientific of process. Rationality. Okay, that's me done. More F-bombs than you've had in a long time, because you need to goddamn hear it. There is real issue that this entire altcoin market is going to piss in its pants like you've never seen before. It's going to be by the bucket load. Watch out. Don't be sitting in the man peas off the roof. Don't be standing on the pavement under it all. I'm the market sniper, the crypto sniper. I'm saying goodbye, and I'll catch you next time.